Good morning, all. Camelback Trading 2724 coming to you this Tuesday morning, April 14th, and we are looking at the market profile of the SPY ETF here on Window Trader. And a bunch of bank earnings and Johnson & Johnson have come out this morning. And obviously, the market seems to be very, very relieved by their results as we are looking to gap higher from yesterday. It'll be the third upside gap here in the month of April. And we're getting close to attacking last week's high. Remember, we're one-time framing up 3 weeks already. So let's go over destinations and a game plan, and we'll take a look at the charts. So right now, it is just about an hour to go prior to the opening. I'm going to use yesterday's high as a downside destination. We also had 9 wide, which was F's low, okay? From the 9th, we're going to use that as a downside destination right now, right? When you trade over a POC that's 9 wide or more or below it, you have to trade at it for me to take it off my sheet. So the first destination I will use on the upside today is last week's high of 281.20. Okay? Actually, 280.94 as of now is my pre-market high. So we'll use that, then 281.20. Above that, we have a daily high of 281.94. So if we take out last week's high, I fully expect that daily high to fall. Then above that, we don't have anything to 288.52, which is a weekly high, and then filling a gap of 290.23 from March 9th, right? Only a month ago. Above that, there's a void up to 295.07, where we were 9 wide on March 6th, and we'll stop there for now. I'll show you on the charts a couple other levels that will be important to me. For the downside, we'll use the POC from the 9th of 279.21 as our first downside destination. Then we're going to use 278.40, which right now is our pre-market low. Then we will use yesterday's high of 277.51 to fill the gap. And then below that, we have 273.47, which was 11 wide from yesterday, and 272.45, which was the afternoon pullback low in H. Okay. So what's the game plan for this morning? Well, you've heard me say this many times, people that have followed me. This gap is way too big for me to want to get long. Okay, I would expect some kind of inventory adjustment. I would like to see an inventory adjustment to be a buyer, but not at this level. In fact, the closer we get to 281.20, if we do not take it out prior to the opening, I may take a put position. Now, and you've heard me say this many times, I'm not taking a put position because I think the market's bad. Far from it, right? I'm taking a put position because it is a weekly high, so it should draw some attention for sellers, even though we are one-time framing up. And second, I would expect some sort of inventory adjustment. I'm not going to stay married to a short trade, that's for sure. But I might take one, and for the people that are in my voice channel room, you'll know exactly what I am doing. Okay, so that would be one early play where we're trading right now. As far as a call play, if we ought to have an inventory adjustment and come back in, right now we're gapping higher by almost, well, it's over $3. So, I mean, that's a pretty big gap. I would need to see it come in, see it taper, if we get some taper on the volume to the downside, depending on the opening, right? A lot of times we get the opening, we go back and forth through it. So if that was to happen and we get above it with a taper below, then I would possibly get long. But I would need to see that prior to taking a long. So those right now are what I am looking at on the opening. Now, let's go to the charts. I'll tell you what's important to me on all of them. Okay, so right now you can see pre-market, we're above this trend line. Now again, it's a monthly one. One day doesn't make a market, 1 week doesn't make a market. But you got the pulls are really trying from getting as low as 218.26 last month, right now to the 280 level here in April, pretty damn good feat, right? The halfback from this entire move down from 339 to 218 is around the 278 level. I said that's a very important level to me. Well, right now we're trading at 280.22. So right now the bulls are trying to stay above it. Now, being above it and being accepted is two different things, as we saw last week, right? We got to 281.20, but we closed below it. So we're going to have to see if we get accepted. Second, now we're on the weekly. If we do take out last week's high, right, I gave you that 288.52, which is another weekly high. But before we get to that, that's 287 level. And for those of you who have not heard me speak about it, it's an incredibly important level for me. As far back as January of 2018, when we made all-time highs, only in February to sell off, right? We had a quick sell-off down to the 253 level. And then look how we battled between that 253 level and the 287 level, right? It took months, got above it, didn't stay above it long. And then we had that fiasco in December of 2018, right? As we went all the way down, got below the 253 level only for 3 weeks, got above it. Again, how many weeks it took to get above it again. So it has been a huge, huge battle area, that 287 level. Now, we're still $7 from it, but if we take out last week's high, that would be the next big destination for me. And then on the daily, so we stopped one-time framing down up yesterday, correct? And I said we're in a 4-day balance. Last week's high is the top of a 4-day balance. Well, traders are going to do what's worked to it. They don't work anymore. Balance rules. For those of you who don't know them, there's 3 scenarios. You get to the top of a balance, which we're almost up to that point this morning. You fail and roll over. You get to a top of a balance, you extend it slightly, which means you'll take out last week's high, but then come back into it and then come back down. Or the third scenario, you get to a top of a balance, go through it, and never look back. So right now, all 3 of those options are on the table this morning. We're going to have to see how it plays out. And then on the daily, right, the 50-day moving average right now is just below 290. Once we open, it's going to be even lower. So I have a really strong feeling if we ought to get above last week's high and accepted, that 287 level and the 50-day moving average are going to be very close together at some point. So, again, for people who are just watching the video, that's my update. But for people who are on my voice channel, and right now we had about 40 people sign up yesterday, some more signed up again this morning. Come check us out. All you have to do is go to camelbacktrading.org. You have 2 options, $20 a month or $200 annually for the entire year. If you like what you see, you sign up, you download the discord.com app. I send you a link to join the voice room, and you'll be trading with us this morning. So please give us a look. Have a great day trading. Good luck, and we will recap at 4 p.m.